are unfamiliar to me, the knight said, but they were practiced and precise. This level of skill comes only with years of training. I've rarely seen a man, knight or soldier, fight as well as you did. Dalinar remained silent. No words for me, I see, the knight said. Very well. But should you wish to put that mysterious training of yours to use, come to Urithiru. Urithiru, Dalinar said. He'd heard that name somewhere. Yes, the knight said. I cannot promise you a position in one of the orders. That decision is not mine. But if your skill with the sword is similar to your skill with hearth-tending implements, then I am confident you will find a place with us. He turned eastward, toward the village. Spread the word. Signs like this one are not without import. A desolation is coming. He turned to his companion. I will go. Guard these three and lead them to the village. We cannot leave them alone in the dangers of this night. His companion nodded. The Blue Knight's armor began to glow faintly. Then he launched himself into the air as if falling straight up. Dalinar stumbled back, shocked, watching the glowing blue figure rise, then arc downward toward the village. Come, the woman said, voice ringing inside her helm. She began to hurry down the incline. Wait, Dalinar said, hastening after her, Taffa scooping up her daughter and following. Behind them, the oil was burning out. The female knight slowed to allow Dalinar and Taffa to keep pace with her. I must know, Dalinar said, feeling foolish. What year is it? The knight turned to him. Her helm was gone. He blinked. When had that happened? Unlike her companion, she had light skin. Not pale like someone from Shinovar, but a natural light tan like an Alethi. It is 8th epoch, 337. 8th epoch, Dalinar thought. What does that mean? This vision had been different from the others. They had been more brief, for one thing. And the voice that spoke to him, where was it? Where am I? Dalinar asked the knight. What kingdom? The knight frowned. Are you not healed? I am well. I need to know. Which kingdom am I in? This is Natanaten. Dalinar released an inhaled breath. Natanaten. The shattered plains lay in the land that had once been Natanaten. The kingdom had fallen centuries ago. And you fight for Natanaten's king? He asked. She laughed. The Knights Radiant fight for no king and for all of them. Then where do you live? Urithiru is where our orders are centered, but we live in cities all across Alethala. Dalinar froze in place. Alethala. It was the historical name for the place that had become Alethkar. You cross kingdom borders to fight? Heb, Taffa said. She seemed very concerned. You were the one who promised me that the Radiants would come protect us just before you went out searching for Seelie. Is your mind still muddled? Lady Knight, could you heal him again? I should save regrowth for others who might be wanted, the woman said, glancing at the village. The fighting seemed to be dying down. I'm fine, Dalinar said. Alethala. You live there? It is our duty and our privilege, the woman said, to stay vigilant for the desolation. One kingdom to study the arts of war, so that the others might have peace. We die, so that you may live. It has never been our place. Dalinar stood still, sorting through that. All who can fight are needed, the woman said, and all who have a desire to fight should be compelled to come to Alethala. Fighting, even this fighting against the 10 deaths, changes a person. We can teach you so that you will not to make some stuttering excuses, telling them that his father was simply eager for combat. It didn't sound very convincing. Dalinar retreated to the back of the barrack, sitting down on the floor between two rolled-up bedrolls, just breathing in and out and thinking. He trusted the visions, yet his life in the war camps had been difficult enough lately without people presuming him mad. Act with honor, and honor will aid you. The vision had told him to trust Sadeas, but he'd never been able to explain that to Adolin, who not only hated Sadeas, but thought the visions were delusions from Dalinar's mind. The only thing to do was keep going as he had, and find a way somehow to get the High Princes to work together. Scarlet. 7 years ago. I can save her, Cal said, pulling off his shirt. The child was only 5. She'd fallen far. I can save her, he was mumbling. A crowd had gathered. It had been 2 months since Brightwood Castillo's death. They still didn't have a replacement sitting there. He had barely seen Laurel at all in that time. Cal was only 13, but he'd been trained well. The first danger was blood loss. The child's leg had broken, a compound fracture, and it was spurting red where bone had split the skin. Cal found his hands trembling as he pressed his fingers against the wound. The broken bone was slick, even the jagged end wetted by blood. Which arteries had been torn? "What are you doing to my daughter?" Thick-shouldered Harl pushed through the onlookers. "You Kremlin! You Storm's leavings! Don't touch me, Assel! Don't!" Harl broke off as several of the other men pulled him back. They knew that Cal, who had been passing by chance, was the girl's best hope. Alan had already been sent to fetch Cal's father. "I can save her," Cal said. Her face was pale and she didn't move. That head moved. Maybe it... Can't think about that. One of the lower leg arteries was severed. He used his shirt to tie a tourniquet to stop the blood, but it kept slipping. Fingers still pressed against the cut, he called, "Fire! I need fire! Hurry! And someone give me your shirt!" Several men rushed off as Cal elevated the leg. One of the men hurriedly handed over his shirt. Cal knew where to pinch to cut off the artery. The tourniquet slipped, but his fingers did not. He held that artery closed, pressing the shirt on the rest of the wound until Valama came back with a candle's flame. They'd already begun heating a knife. Good. Cal took the knife, burning it into the wound, releasing the sharply pungent smell of scorched flesh. A cool wind blew across them, carrying it away. Cal's hands stopped shaking. He knew what to do. He moved with skill that surprised even him, perfectly cauterizing as his training took control. He still needed to tie off the artery. Cauterization might not hold on an artery this large, but the two together should work. When he was done, the bleeding had stopped. He sat back, smiling. And then he noticed that Miacel's head wound wasn't bleeding either. Her chest wasn't moving. "No!" Harl fell to his knees. "No! Do something!" Cal said. He'd stopped bleeding. He'd lost her. He didn't know what to say, how to respond. A deep, terrible sickness washed over him. Harl shoved him aside, wailing. Cal fell backward. He found himself shaking again as Harl clutched the corpse. Around them, the crowd was silent. An hour later, Cal sat on the steps in front of the surgery room, crying. It was a soft thing, his grief. A shake here, a few persistent tears slipping down his cheeks. He sat with knees up, arms wrapped around his legs, trying to figure out how to stop hurting. Was there a salve to take away this pain? A bandage to stop the flow from his eyes? He should have been able to save